This final section is called This is an American Business. At DreamState, we're looking to innovate. We're looking to collaborate. We want people to work together like never before. We want to give massive amounts of responsibility and freedom to the team. I expect you guys to feel free to break any rule we've put in place out of concern for a client or because you think there's a better way things can be done. But it's also an American business, and we're not just okay with that. We're proud of that fact. That means that a job here, a position with this team, it's not a right. No one owns it. You're not born into it. You don't get given it just because you're special or cute or because mommy told you that you were the most wonderful little flower the world had ever seen. A job here is an honor and it's a privilege, and we expect you to show up every single day to earn it. Our personnel policy when it comes to hiring lines up with this. It's very simple. We're slow to hire. We're quick to fire. And the biggest mistakes that I've made in being in charge and that we've made in upper ranks in this company for the last several years, if I had to look back and look at all the amazing accomplishments we've made, and then I look at all the stupidest things we did, all the dumbest things were when we were slow to fire or we were too quick to hire. We want to bring people on to this company who have passion and prove it. So we have no problem expecting you to prove to us that you care about what you do. And that internal quality of caring is something that you're going to bring out into the real world. We want to see it. We will continue to be a company that is slow to hire, quick to fire. Now, this might produce insecurity in you, and it might make you nervous, and you might wonder, am I going to lose my job? Is something bad going to happen to me? And I want to encourage that feeling in you. Stick with that feeling. That feeling is the energy you need to do something awesome. When I was about 25 years old, I went to work in a much more high-pressure environment than I had been in previously. And I was the youngest guy on this team. It was all ladies except for me. They were all smarter than me, and they were all better at what they did than me. And they all knew how to make things happen. And they decided they wanted me to work for them, which was awesome. And every single day for the year that I worked in that job, I would leave to go somewhere, to go on a trip to do a presentation or to go run an errand or to do something. And my boss, the lady who was in charge of our little like 5-person team, would stick her head around the corner and she'd say, "Don't F up or you're fired." And she wasn't joking. She was joking because she thought it should be funny, but she wasn't joking. And I would leave there and my stomach would be in knots and I'd be freaking out and I'd be thinking of all the things that I, quote unquote, couldn't control, that could go wrong, that could lose me this job. I just wanted to just hide away someplace safe. So I'm like, oh my God, I've got to figure out, what if the projector light bulb blows? I've got to have a backup light bulb. What if I don't have a power strip? How do I know they've got an extension cord? How do I make this happen? What if I forget my speech? Where's my backup of this? I had to have a plan in place for everything that could go wrong and a backup plan for that. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. 6 months of that, and I got sick of being nervous and worried about it and decided I wasn't going to tolerate this awful feeling in my stomach anymore. But I wasn't going to wuss out and go, you can't tell me I should lose my job if I don't do something great. No, I wasn't going to tolerate that feeling in myself. I wasn't going to wake up every day and worry if something was going to go wrong. I was going to make sure it didn't. I was going to be able to sleep sound at night because I had put everything in place to make sure that I was able to succeed the next day. And that was the first time really that I was ever able in my career to walk into work every day feeling like I was pretty awesome. A job with this team, a position with this team, is an honor and a privilege that you earn every single day. There's nothing wrong with that. That's an okay thing. It requires an attitude of yes. Yes, I want this. Yes, I'm going for this. There was a TV show that came on a few years ago, and it didn't do very well. It's called Brotherhood. I think it was on Showtime or something. And it was about this Providence, Rhode Island gangster. It was like Showtime's version of The Sopranos. So the gangster one night goes to take his trash out into the backyard, and there's a person just standing in the dark in his backyard. It startles him. And then he realizes it's this guy who was in the IRA, the Irish Republican Army. So he's a dangerous guy. And the gangster's wary at first, like, why are you standing in my backyard? Are you here to kill me? Whatever. And he says, listen, I've been in prison for 10 years and I'm out now. And he goes, okay. So he goes, like, do you want anything? And he says, the guy says, well, I'd like an opportunity to work and to make some money. And so he says, all right, come back tomorrow and I'll have a job for you and we can see how you do. And then the gangster reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a wad of cash and he starts counting off bills to give. He's like, how much money do you need until then? And the IRA guy gets really offended and he curses and he says, how dare you? I will never take $1 out of your pocket until I've put $2 into it. That is what it means to be an American business. That's what it means to be a player. That is what it means to consider a job an honor and a right and a privilege. It is not something, an honor and a privilege instead of a right, something that you just deserve because you just happen to be here. We're going to be instituting the resignation letters. Attached to this Mind Flash, you're going to find 2 documents. One of them says, one of them is a blank resignation letter that we want you to put your name on, but no date, and sign. And you're going to bring that resignation letter to me or to Katie. And you're going to say, I understand that I serve at the pleasure of Dream State's leaders. And you're going to give her that letter, or you're going to give me that letter. If you can't do that, then go ahead and write your date on the letter too and turn it in. Because this is an American business and we're cool with that. We're totally cool with that. I look forward to the day when each of you has someone turning that letter in to you as one of the upper ranks. At Southwest Airlines, which has one of the highest reputations of any of the airlines, there's a quote from one of the guys who founded the company. And the quote is this: we are prepared, including legally, to fire you for a bad attitude. We are prepared, including legally, to fire you for a bad attitude. It hangs in all the break rooms. Everybody gets it in their training. Everybody knows this quote. It's out there. All right? Dream State is absolutely prepared for that. Your attitude and how you look at excellence and passion and commitment and what you do every day, it's not just your business. It's part of our business model. And if you're not comfortable with that, then this is obviously not the place for you. I have a hard time believing that you've applied to work here or that you do work here and you're not passionate about doing something amazing, because everyone else here is passionate about doing something amazing. So you're going to want to go, you're not going to want to be a part of this group if you're not. But just to double check, it's important that you understand that passion and a commitment to excellence is non-optional around here, and that producing great work is also non-optional around here. We expect you to do great things. And that we are also prepared to fire you just for a bad attitude. You don't have to do anything wrong. Just fight the direction, fight the team, resist where people are going. That's all it will take. And that's okay. What that does is gives you the energy and the freedom to come in here every day and do something awesome. So there's a second sheet of paper. It's one of the attachments in the Mind Flash that says, I understand these things. And I expect you to sign that and bring that with your resignation letter that we're going to keep on file. I hope you guys are as proud to be a part of an American company as I am, where we have the freedom to innovate, to work together, and to do amazing things that other people have not even thought of doing before. And I really look forward to doing those things with you.